The Longtail name is something very special to me. The F1 GTR Longtail was the first McLaren that I ever drove. Back in '97, I raced that car and was lucky enough to win its first race at Silverstone. Back then, we took what was already a really competitive package, a Le Mans winning F1 GTR package, and to keep up and actually overtake the competition, we had to revise fairly heavily throughout the entire car. So it changed its shape, it developed a long tail, but really that was just a reflection of the aerodynamic advances that we had to make to gain downforce and cooling. But beneath the skin was really where all of the big changes were made. We revised suspension geometry, braking. We introduced ABS actually. We developed tyres bespoke for that car and put a lot of effort into that. We speeded up the gear shift immensely. So we really created more of an out-and-out racing car, something that really was even more aggressively track focused. The 675 LT behind me is that story repeating itself. We've taken the 650S, which was already a class-leading car, the fastest car in its class, one of the best cars on a racetrack, one of the most rewarding and fun cars to drive. But we've taken that car as the raw ingredients and just tweaked it slightly and pushed it more to a track focus. So the 675 LT, yes, it has a different aerodynamic shape. It has a 50% larger rear air brake, 40% more downforce created by that, and the revisions we've made to the front splitter. But underneath the skin, also, we've made an enormous amount of change. 33% of the components on the car are new. We've shaved 100 kilos off the dry weight. It's 1,230 kilos now. We've changed 50% of the engine components. So in order to arrive at the 675 PS figure that gives the car its name, we've changed that many engine components. So it really isn't just a software retune of a 650S, far from it. When you drive the car, you just press the start button and immediately you know you're in something different. The vibration, the feel of the powertrain as it comes through the structure of the car makes you feel at one with the car. You're hearing a different sound inside the cabin. We have a super lightweight exhaust system that gives a really more aggressive sound as well. So before you've even moved, it's a really different experience. But then when you pull away, faster steering ratio, stiffer suspension. We've developed more aggressively the tyre, the Pirelli P0 Trofeo tyre, developed it more specifically for the track, and the suspension setup we've developed for this car. So even at 30 miles an hour, you feel you're in something that's connecting you more to the road. You feel the slightest input of the steering, the car responds to it, so the car feels alive. Of course, you're going to want to drive it faster. The ideal journey is to go from your home to the racetrack. When you get there, you drive onto the circuit, and those revisions, just as they did back in the 90s with the F1 GTR Longtail, allow the driver to push harder. So rather than reaching an early limit to the car's grip or braking abilities or traction, now you're far more likely to reach your own limits before you reach the cars. There is higher grip, much more power, better braking, a more direct balance of the car. You can really drive the car on the limit and it feels so natural, and it really is just great fun. So no matter what your lap times, you're enjoying yourself, but those lap times are just going to get faster and faster.